Hello, hello, hello. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it. Right, so in this live stream, we're going to talk about SPY, we're going to talk about QQQ, we're going to talk about Roblox, Amazon, Snowflake, and this penny stock which I had on the watch list called EVFM. So these are the four stocks which we'll be watching today, and we're also going to talk about which will be the best time to go short on SPY. So if you guys can hear me, just let me know. If you guys have any audio issues, just let me know so we can work on it before the market open. So I took a position for a trade on this penny stock called EVFM. They had a good momentum going in the pre-market session, so I just wanted to take some trade on it. So they were up big time in the after hours session. It's just a trade. I didn't put a lot of money into it. It's just like $100. Like if it loses, it loses kind of trade. So I do expect it to touch all the way to like $1 today. So once it touches $1, I'm out. So that type of trade. So this is one of the well, how to tell you? It's one of those trades where you just base it on the momentum. So nothing else. But the main players today for me will be SPY, QQQ, Roblox, XLF, Snowflake, and EVFM, as I said. So let's see. For SPY, I'm still expecting the rally to continue to like 384 at least, which is the 20 SMA in the daily chart. And if we do go there and if we do break above it, we can push all the way to fill that gap with the minor resistance at 398. Roblox, on the other hand, I went long with the stop losses at $36 to the downside, with the target all the way at $40 or $39 to $40 to the upside. So I'm already in Roblox, and I have calls with the stop losses at $36. If we break below 36, I'm out. So technically, I'm risking 20 cents from where it is right now to make $3. So it's a pretty good risk to reward on this trade. And for the Snowflake, I'm not in it yet. I played it on Friday, but I'm not holding any positions at this moment. If you want to trade Snowflake, your stop losses is at the 50 SMA, which is currently sitting at $149. So that is, if we hold that as support today, we can go long with the target at 154 or the best case scenario at 160. So these are the stocks which I have on my watch list. So we are also going to talk about this question which's been asked multiple times last week. Should I buy puts on SPY? When is the good time to buy puts on SPY? Yeah, it's kind of crazy if you think about it. In 2020, 2021, every single person over there, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Now they see the rally and they were like, I don't trust it. It's kind of crazy how 6 months of time can change the mindset of all these bulls and like all these bears. So if you want to go short on SPY, I wouldn't recommend doing at this point where like you can't see any signs of reversals, right? So if you do want to take scalping trades, 394 might offer some resistance levels to the upside where the sellers might show up. Sellers might show up at 394 as we get rejected at the 20 SMA, or the destination at 401 after filling that gap. So we can talk about short positions over there once we got rejected and then the SPY starts coming down again. So until then, if you go short here, you're just betting against the trend, one, and two, you're just hoping for things to work out in your favor. Holding and hoping is not a strategy. Luck is not a strategy. You might get lucky though, not gonna lie. You might get lucky and SPY might turn down tomorrow and give a massive 2% down day for you to work out. But as I said before, luck is not a strategy, and you got to make sure to get a confirmation. So if you do get rejected, leading into today's session in particular, watch out for 394, watch out for 397, watch out for 401. If we do have another 1% update today, I won't be surprised if we go all the way to fill this gap at 401, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do believe we're going to consolidate for a while If we do go another 1% to the upside today, and that's gonna be a warning sign for me to, like, scale back a bit and until I see the reversal. So the levels which I'm watching in SPY are 394 to the upside and 397 and 400 for that gap fill. And if you don't trade SPY a lot, and if you are trading Nasdaq or QQQ, the lines which I'm watching, the number which I'm watching is the gap fill at 300 with a strong resistance at 297. So the two numbers which you need to keep an eye on is 297 and 300 to the upside after the gap fill. If we do close above it today, there's a higher probable chance that we might go all the way up to run a test to 305. These are something to keep an eye on for SPY and QQQ. If you're taking any trades in any companies which is like trading under SPY or QQQ, you need to know these numbers. For SPY 394, for QQQ 297 and 300. So if you guys have any other stocks in your watch list, let me know so we can go over it right away. At this particular point, as I said before, I'm watching SPY, I'm watching QQQ, Roblox, XLF, Snowflake, and EVFM, which is a penny stock. Looks like in 5 minutes the market is going to open, and tomorrow we have the G7 summit. Oil prices are rallying, crude is back to positive territory, and the yields are up, bonds are down, and looks like it's going to be a flat or consolidation or a boring day again. I'm not expecting much from today, to be honest. I'm not expecting another huge move to the upside or huge move to the downside today. It can happen, not gonna lie, but not expecting it for today at least. There's no signs of it in the price action. Alright, so Tesla, let's see what's going on with Tesla over here. Tesla is looking pretty good here, not gonna lie, but they did get a price decline, what am I talking? What do you say it? Price cut. Yep, exactly. They did get a price cut from Morgan Stanley, but the stock is still rallying to the upside. I mean, it's Tesla, can't expect much from it, to be honest, but if we do keep pushing higher, watch out for 765 up north, and it's kind of overextended to the upside, so watch out and don't go overly bullish and go heavy on calls here. If you do want to go heavy on calls, make sure to set your stops right, make sure to set your stops tight. Just in case if we reverse or have a consolidation day to the downside, you can always cut the losses. So leading into today for Tesla, to the upside, watch out for 765 for resistance. To the downside, watch out for 730 for support. That's for Tesla. Google, let's see what's going on there. We're still in that range in Google, not gonna lie. Like, we had this range drawn out, we broke out of it, we didn't break below it. To the Google, if we do break about the highs of all the way to like June 13th, I guess that's the highs which we made before. Yep, June 6th. The highs of June 6th for Google is sitting right at 2387.97. So let's call it 2388. So if we break about 2388, there is a high probable chance that the Google might go all the way to run a test to like 2438. And don't be surprised for Google if we do have a red day to come down to run a test to this 50 SMA again before pushing higher. So that's something to keep an eye out for. The 50 SMA is currently sitting at 2313. So if we do break the highs of June 6th, which is at 2390, we can push all the way to like 2435 in Google. And for Amazon, if we do, I can see we are opening about 116 over here. If you do want to go longs, 116 is your stops. If you close below 116, you can pivot out soon. But for now, the target still remains at 121 up north, which is the 50 SMA, or the best case scenario at 125. So this is for Amazon. And for Intel, INTC, it's been a long time since I've taken a look at this stock, to be honest. And yeah, we can see 3961 as a resistance for now. It's not a big one, but it is a place where we got rejected hard and fell harder in the next coming days. So watch out for the highs of June 15th, which is at $39.17. And if we do break about 39.17, Intel can go all the way to like run a test to the 20 SMA, which is at $40.60. So keep an eye out for it. That is for Intel. And what about Neo? Neo did good in Hong Kong today, not gonna lie. And in the pre-market session of ours, it's kind of slipping. But as long as 23.16 is holding as support, and as long as the price stays about 23.92, there is a high probable chance that Neo might go all the way to run a test to 26. But for now, let's see, like it's still a chance, higher chance that we go all the way to run a test to $26 to the upside, not gonna lie. Keep an eye out for it. Neo is looking strong here, and the Chinese markets are strong. So, yeah. If Chinese keep supporting if they keep stimulating their economy, the Neo can push even further. So keep an eye out for it. And the market opened. Before further ado, let's just see what's going on with the market, and then like we can just like come back and talk about the stocks. I'm gonna go quick and close out of my SPY calls credit spread, call debit spreads, which I got a while back. It's a pretty decent move to the upside, not gonna lie. So I'm closing out on my SPY. So this is out of window, and the next one will be XLF, which I'm watching. Roblox I'm watching. Alright, so back to analyzing. So I am keeping an eye out for EVFM, so if you guys are into those type of trades, you can take a look at it. So MCD, McDonald's, let's take a look at it. McDonald's, yeah, it's sitting right below the 200 SMA, which is trading flat, but I wouldn't be surprised if SPY had a consolidation day. It will also just like stall around over here. But if we do push further, I won't be surprised if we take out 248. If you take out 249 to the upside, McDonald's can run a test all the way to 253, so keep an eye out. It's the buyer come in here, Tesla, we can see a nice jump. Yep, exactly, true. No disagreeing there. Alright, so let's see what SPY is doing. Oh, alright, so that's a decent sized red candle on SPY. So let's see if we hold 390 as support for today's session. If we don't hold 390, it's going to be a bad one. It's going to be a tough one for SPY. We're going to most likely just consolidate and do nothing. So 390 is important. So XLE, so you guys are bullish on energy, I see. Let me take a look. XLE. XLE is still on a downtrend. I don't see any point in buying the dip over here on this, to be honest with you. So it'll be better to like just wait, hold out, and wait for the stock to like show some strength instead of like going heavy right now. So please be careful playing XLE. It's not looking really good. Don't buy longs until you get confirmation. So it's something to watch out for. Alright, Roblox, that's not a good looking candle. It's not a good looking candle at all. Looks like we closed below 36 and I'm getting stopped out on Roblox. Not a big deal. $0.58. Not bullish, I have puts. Yeah, as you should be, because the trend is to the downside and you're playing the trend, and that's a good thing. until the strength shows up, until the XLE like really wants to go for another leg higher, like we are not going to chase this. We are not going to like do anything to go long and bet against the trend. It's not going to work out in any favor for us anytime soon. So for now, we are taking a look at SPY. Let's go back to SPY again. What do you think about BOXT? What is that? Boxed. Oh, it's another penny stock. All right, let's see. Alright, had a pretty decent move to the past few days. For the box, it can come down to fill the gap and go all the way to run a test to like $3.50. We'll never know. We got to wait and watch. There is like no support on the charts. It's just a broken chart, to be honest with you. So if we do push higher, we can go all the way to run a test to $3.55, provided we pushed higher. And for the case of XLE, keep an eye out for $70 for support to the downside. And if we break $70, watch out for 68. So if the XLE starts breaking above 73, that's your time to cut losses and wait for another rejection, so that like it can go up to another resistance level, get rejected, and you can buy puts over there. SPY, let's see what is going on with you. Oh, all right. Looks like we broke 390. That's a good thing. Let's see how the rest of the session plays out. Amazon got rejected, and let's see if it holds 115.47. Something to keep an eye out for. If we don't hold 150, then nah, we're gonna dip out of it. No point in holding and hoping. XLF. Did we fill the gap at XLF to the upside? Something to keep an eye out for. XLF. Oh, that's a decent sized candle as soon as we fill the gap. Look at that first candle. Unreal. Yeah, Snow is breaking below the 50 SMA again, along with SPY. Interesting price action all across the board, not gonna lie. I might take the trade on XLE if we break above the gap and start closing candles above the gap at 32.50. But until then, I'm gonna chill out. I'm just gonna stay and watch the markets to see what's going on. Looks like SPY can come down to run a test like 387 in here. So watch out. So financials are slipping over here. Financial slipping, SPY is slipping. Oh, it's not a big deal though. I mean, especially if you think about it, the rally, whatever we got, the last week in particular, it's a huge move. It's like 3% move, like negative 0.35 is nothing compared to what we had last week. So that's expected. It's healthy. Let the overbought conditions can sort it out on itself. When to hop out on SPY puts. If you got SPY puts, I would say you can hop out when it hits 387, because pretty sure it's gonna go there right now. That's the next number. And if we do start to push higher from here, your stop losses is at 390, which is the highest of today morning open. We did get rejected right under, but don't be surprised though. Don't be surprised if we hold the 389 as support and start pushing towards 383 by market close. Sorry, 393 by market close. If you're already in the SPY puts, I would suggest to pivot out when we get to like 387. That will act as a decent support to the downside. But today, don't expect much. It's just gonna be a boring consolidation day. Nothing to see here. It's healthy to have these types of red days after a massive rally, and it helps us as long as the critical levels are not broken to the downside. As long as SPY didn't break 387 and 385 to the downside, there is still a higher probability that SPY is going to run a test to 394 first before breaking down. If you got into SPY puts already, make sure you have the stops right. Do not chase the move to the upside, and do not try to call the top until you get the confirmation that this shit is actually reversing and actually wants to go lower. Until then, we are just gonna be on the sideline and watch what's going on. And once the price action says it's time to go short, we'll go short and buy puts right over there. So CrowdStrike, what's going on? CrowdStrike is down big. Snow is recovering and trying to hold on to the 50 SMA as support here. If you want to take a trade on Snow, you can do it, but the declining 50 SMA is not helping here. Plus SPY is showing some sort of weakness of consolidation. So let's see how the rest of the day plays out. 389.50 is where we are at SPY. What do you think of balls? Like I already mentioned it. So let's see SPY. What's going on in there? Right. We are holding on. We are holding on. Like no big moves for now. But as I said before, don't get overly bearish. There is no signs in the chart. We are kind of overbought here on the smaller time frame. So what's potentially can happen is like we can go down until like half of the day and then like rip higher again leading into the close. That is always a possibility, but is it certain enough? Nah. For 2-point move to the downside, it's not worth it to buy puts. If you're gonna buy puts, there should be a decent risk to reward. Until we see that, there's no point in taking any trades. It's better to sit out. That will come if you break 385, I'm not gonna lie. If you break 385 in SPY, there is a clean drop to the downside to fill that gap at 370, all the way to like 380, or that gap fill at 378. So watch out for a break of 385. That is important. That's a decent trade. 385 all the way to like 378. That's like almost a 8-point move. Sign me up. It's one of those kind of things where like it's better to take 80% certainty, take a trade with 80% certainty that it's going to drop like 7 points than blindly calling a top in a strong market. Great live stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Great work analyzing that. Oh, thank you. For now, it's not looking good. It's healthy, but it's not looking good. We are still in a downtrend. We shouldn't forget that. And if we do fall, if we do reverse from here, there is no telling that this won't lead us all the way to like 350. But I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it yet. I'm not seeing a big drop to the downside. So if we do drop, I believe it will come on Wednesday after the GDP report. If we do get another negative GDP print, we can pummel hard to the downside. But until then, I do expect SPY to like hold up considerably strong compared to other markets. China is doing good, but let's see how we close today. It's just been 20 minutes. Yeah, it's just been 20 minutes. So not even 20. It's just been 10 minutes. Just been 10 minutes into the open. So we have a long day ahead of us. So let's see. So looks like the first minute candle is going to close below 390, and the next stop puts us right at 387. If you guys want to go bull, or if you guys want to scalp it, you can take your chance at 387 to the downside, and you can trade it all the way to 390 again, provided we get a bounce there. So let's see what Tesla is doing. Tesla. Oof, that's a bad rejection from 157 there, mate. What the hell? Right, looks like Tesla wants to come lower. Let's see, 718 most likely. Let's keep an eye out for it. I mean, the SPY is coming down. It's kind of expected that Tesla should follow the same alongside with SPY, but Gotta wait and watch what we have in store. So, what do we have in the news? So Tesla price target has been cut, and Blue Crest hires ex-Citadel trader Wheeler for Dubai expansion. What's the breaking news? The G7, the energy security is stressed alongside with the climate plans. Russia defaults on the foreign debt for the first time since 1918. Putin to leave Russia for the first time since the Ukraine invasion. What the fuck is this? All about Putin and Russia. Give me some financial news. What the hell? Crypto meltdown drags lending returns from 25,000% to almost zero. Stock decline while treasury yields climb. Right, these people are kind of crazy. Like in the morning, the headline said the stocks climb with the treasuries. Now they just changed the narratives. Absolutely unreal. But to be honest, the rally which we had last week, we need to talk about it. The rally which we had last week, it's nothing but a bounce in a downtrend, right? So the bounce in a downtrend should be treated as such. This is not the bottom. There is no point in calling a bottom because it's a waste of time. Just like how you don't call the top, you don't call the bottom. Anyone who says that they know how to call the bottom in the market is just bullshitting you because at the end of the day, no one knows. So right now, we are in a downtrend. There is a high risk that we can go all the way down to 350 from wherever we are trading right now. That's another 30-point drop from where we are at. So, though I don't see it happening right now, and at least the next week, it can very well happen, but though I don't see it happening right now, that'll be the end goal. So we can very well test 350 leading into September, or we can go all the way to like 330 or 320 as well. So there's no way of knowing where we'll end up by the end of the day. But what we can do is just manage the risk and take high probability trades and stop trading every single day. It's not gonna do you any favor. Trading every single day in a high volatility environment is how you kill your portfolio. Simple as that. Watch the price action, take some nice trades, make money, protect the capital, and then walk away. Simple as that. So as we can see, SPY might go all the way down to run a test 387 here. Just wait and watch. Market didn't give a shit about Russia defaulting, huh? So nothing burger news apparently. I guess that's what happens if you have loans and you got to pay it, and the bank says, yeah, you can't pay it from this account because, well, for whatever reason, even though you have money, we won't take your money. And then, of course, they're going to default. That's what happened. So, market didn't care much. Arsenal signs US international goalkeeper Matt Turner from New England Revolution. Interesting. Right, so let's go over the top gainers of the days and see which is leading the market today. So a lot of stocks which are up like more than 17 or 18%. So let's take a look. Rossi, it's not even US stock. What the hell, yo, finance, give me something which is trading in US. NEO is down 1.87%. Interesting. It almost hit into bull market territory yesterday. And after the rally which we had, look at this. Absolutely unreal. All the way from $13 to like 23 or 24. That is one kind of a return, I'm telling you. Yeah, we'll just consolidate. You see this white line over here, this is the 5-day moving average. So it is way overextended to the upside and way detached from where it is right now. So most likely scenario is just we just consolidate here for a while, wait for this 5-day moving average to catch up to the price, and then if the market is still bullish, we can push higher from there. And SPY is at 387. So I've seen some comments asking on when to exit the put. So I would recommend you to exit the put right here, because we are coming into a strong support. So if you do break 387, you can go again and short it to all the way to like 385 again. Thoughts on Apple? I'm sorry, mate, I just saw your text. Apple, let's see what's going on in there. Oh, for right, looks like we got rejected at for 143. For Apple, 141, I do believe it will hold as support for at least for today, as long as SPY holds on to 387. If SPY breaks 387, we might have cut through the 20 SMA. But by closing bell, you need to watch out for two things, right? SPY at 387 and Apple at 141 or 140. So these are the two numbers which you need to watch out for if you're a bull in Apple. So if you're a bear in Apple at this point, yeah, it's not looking kind of too good for you, to be honest. But I mean, though the trend is in your favor, and if you have a short-term puts or whatever it is, you gotta watch for that 20 SMA to take it back to the woodsheds. You need to see Apple to break below 139. You need to see Apple to break below 137. There's a lot of levels for you to, like, you know, regain back control on if you're a bear. So it's a similar thing which I said with SPY, right? You see this, the white line, this is the 5-day moving average. We are way extended to the upside. So it's pretty common for the market to just like do the consolidation like this and wait for this to like go all the way to the upside and catch up, and then make our push to our final destination at 148. So that's something to keep an eye out for. So as long as 141 is holding a support and the price is just consolidating, we did fill the gap today and we did bounce, we did push lower. The Apple can push all the way to like 145 or like 148 as long as it stays above 140 to 139. So keep an eye out for these two prices for Apple. For SPY long soon, SPY is currently sitting, I mean, we did bounce off from 387. So if you do want to go long, keep your stops at 387. But for now, wait for it. Wait for the confirmation. Let's see how the day plays out. Something to watch out for. So 387 is the support. It was also the lows of. Let me double check. It also the lows of May 20th and May 24th, and it was also the highs of that also acted as support multiple times in early 2021, to be exact on March 2021, and it also acted as support at Feb 2021. So 387 is pretty important. So if the bulls can't hold on to it, it's kind of a flare up in the air. So it takes out all the bull cases. It puts bull cases in kind of a probation for now if we break below 387 and close the day below 387. So watch out. Microsoft. Okay, so we did open about the 2050 SMA today. If SPY bounced from 387 or from 385, and if Microsoft recaptures 267, we can push all the way to 270 from wherever we're trading right now. 270 is the next big resistance for Microsoft. They need to take it if they want to keep pushing higher. But for now, watch out for 267. We need to close the day above 267, but in order to do that, SPY needs to get to 394. Currently, SPY is at 287. SPY needs to hold 387. Microsoft needs to recapture 267. But in order to get more upside in Microsoft, we need to see SPY at 394. Everything works in tandem, right? You can't expect the big tech, like a $1 trillion company like Microsoft, to have a massive update, like 1.5 to 2% update, with SPY going down like 0.5% or like 1.5%. So it doesn't work like that. So everything needs to be coordinated. It needs to like happen at the same time. So let's see, SPY is bouncing off from 387 here. excellent live stream. No, buy this, buy that, education, psychology, and patient. Yeah, there's no point in saying me asking you guys to buy things. Like I'm legally not allowed to do that. I'm surprised to see how many streams actually get away with it, or how many people actually get away with, like, asking people to, I'm buying this stock, 5 stocks I'm buying right now, and you should too. Buy the stock right now. But at the end of the day, they'll just leave a disclaimer saying that, hey, it's not a financial advice. Shut the fuck up. It's just like, it's a few things which YouTubers get away with, like asking people to buy things and make people lose like thousands of dollars into the shittiest recommendations which they can give, and then like hide into the corner by saying, hey, it's not a financial advice, you got to do your own DD, manage your risk. Yeah, no shit. It's been going on for a while, it happens. But for now, like as I say before, like don't fall into gambling addiction. That's all I can say. Especially in the volatile markets. If you're addicted to gambling, and if you're willing to trade every single day, and if you can't pass your day without looking into Robinhood, yeah, be very careful. Like you got to change it, because that's gonna kill your portfolio sooner or later. You can make a lot of money in volatile markets, and also you can lose a shit tons of money really fast, really fast. So manage your risk. As long as you manage the risk, you'll be fine. That's the most important thing to do. Like at the end of the day, no one knows what's going to happen, right? It's a game of probability. You take high probable trades. You think that the stock will go up, so you go along by buying calls or buying puts. But if it didn't work out on your favor, the best you can do is to cut it for a small loss. What is the next resistance for SPY? The next resistance for SPY comes in at 391, something to keep an eye out for, which was the highs of today. So we did close the gap at 390, 389.69 today, and if we do recapture it, let's see, the next resistance on SPY comes in at 390. It's the first level of resistance, 390, 391 zone to keep an eye out for. And if we do break out above it, the next level is all the way to like the 20 SMA, which is currently sitting at 393.11. Breaking above 393 puts the 400 back in the radar. Will the SPY test 380 today on the Russia default? I think we were talking about this before. Like, Russia's default is not technically a default, because they had the money, but they're rejected from the payments. They were completely like ghosted. They're completely like blocked from making any payments to any of the foreign currencies, so they can't pay whatever they're willing to pay. So I don't see it impacting the market yet, because they do have the money, but they are not allowed to pay for it. So that's totally different from when you don't have money and you can't pay for it, like the Evergrande situation which we had a few days back from China. So resistance on SPY. To the downside, as I said, 387 is a support to the downside. To the upside, 390, 393, and 397, 400. To the downside, watch out for the support at 387, and watch out for support at 385. If we break below 385, we can take it from there. We'll see what's going to happen. The next numbers will be out after that. I don't want to confuse you guys with a lot of numbers giving out at the same time. For now, watch out for 385, 387 for support to the downside, and to the upside, 390, 394, 397, 400. As I said in the morning, it's just gonna be one of them boring ass days where the SPY doesn't do anything and just consolidates. But volatility is coming down as well, so don't expect much. Don't expect much at all. Can you explain how you use ATR to analyze the trades? All right, ATR is not like, let me start with this. ATR is not a buy or sell signal, right? ATR is called as average to range. All it gives you is the estimated move which the SPY or any other stock is expected to have on that particular day. For example, in here you can see the ATR is currently at $9.54. that is nothing but the ATR telling you the SPY can move $9.54 from where it opened to the upside or to the downside. So let's take Friday as an example, right? We opened the Friday at 381. So with the ATR of $9.54 or $9.84, it told you basically that we can go to either 390 to the upside, or it can go down to like 372 or 371 to the downside, right? So it just gives you an estimated move, like if we do go higher, how much higher it can go on a particular day. If we do go lower, how much lower it can go on a particular day. So that's all ATR does. So how it helps me is if I go long, like I went long on SPY on Friday at 383, right? So ATR actually told me it can actually, if we do start pushing higher and higher and higher, we can go all the way to 390. So at 383, I got the 390 calls, and I sold it at the market close because, as you can see, SPY closed exactly at 390. So it helps you with the profit taking, it helps you with the stop losses, and that's all the ATR is for, at least for me. So whenever like you're using ATR, keep an eye out for it. Go to the daily time frame and check the number out. So if you see like, let me give you another example. So let's go to, let's go to NEO, all right? I think that's one of the most traded stocks over here. NEO has an ATR of $1.50, which means it from where it opened, it can move like $1.50 every single day, either to the downside or to the upside. So when you go long at the market open, let's say like you went long on Friday, you went long at 23.22. So you can see the highs of the day is at 24.17. So which is like if you add $1.59 to it, you can see that once the one ATR move is almost completed, the stock just stalled out and it didn't go much further. And you can know that once like it moved that $1.59, you can always take profits. You don't have to like hold on to it and hope that it might push higher or whatever it is. It'll give you an idea on when to secure profits. It'll give you an idea on when to cut losses. That's all the ATR is for. At least for me, that's how I use it. That's what it intended to be used for. It's not a buy or sell signal. There is no buy or sell signal. And of course, just like any other indicators, it's not 100% accurate. No indicators is 100% accurate. It just gives you an idea on where to go long and where to go and where to secure profits and where to set your stops at. Simple as that. If you are going to use it, go to the daily time frame and keep an eye out for that number. So every single stock has their own ATR. For example, as I said before, SPY has $9.38 for the ATR. And as you can see, after a series of one ATR moves, we tend to like contract on volatility. What does it mean? Contract on volatility means it's not every single day you'll get one ATR move in a particular stock. Especially if you got one ATR move consecutively for 3 days, expect some consolidation. During that consolidation time, we're not going to get one ATR moves. We're going to just like, get half ATR or 0.75% of the ATR moves, whatever is mentioned. So there is a lot of factors which you need to keep an eye out for if you're going to use ATR in your trading as an indicator. But it is very, very useful. I would recommend everyone to have that on their charts. It's way better than having those buy-sell indicators or whatever the shit indicators which the trading view gives us. So I highly recommend it. If you already have your support and resistance lines, use ATR to get the confirmation on when to secure profits and when to like cut losses. Right, so it looks like SPY doesn't want to break below 387 and it doesn't want to break above 390. It's just gonna be a consolidation range. It's very healthy, to be honest, to have a consolidation day. Right now, almost all the sectors are just trading flat other than energy and healthcare. As you can see, healthcare is up 0.15%. Energy is up 3%. That's what's leading the market. Every other sector is down. Interesting price action indeed. Utilities and consumer staple. Utilities is flat. Technology is down like almost 0.5%. Biotech is down like 0.5%. Interesting. there is something which piqued my interest, not gonna lie, like XBI. You guys need, I want you guys to keep an eye out for this. I do believe it had much more upside to go. I do believe like it had a massive rally to the from the downside all the way to the upside. So if you do see it come all the way down to like, you know, $73 or whatever it is, try going long with stop losses at closing below 72, because it is showing strength in the SPY. It's been battered down. This was one of the most brutal sell-offs which we had. This was the most impacted, one of the most impacted sectors when we had this correction from November. You can see it had a highs of $173 and it had a lows of $60, and it's almost like $110 drop from where it was trading at few months back. So it is showing strength on the shorter time frame. I do believe it can go all the way to like $81, provided we hold on to 73 as support. So keep this on your watch list. Its a ticker symbol is XBI, and if you see it at $73 by any chance, I would recommend setting up some long positions. You can always have your stop losses. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. So I mean, not all the trades got to work out anyway, so you can take your chances here. There is a high probable chance that we can run a test to like $81. I do expect some consolidation after a big moves for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive green days. So it's really expected. As I said, watch out for this white line to catch up to the price. Once it did, the next push higher will be all the way to like either 78 for the first, and the next one will be at 81. It's excellent stream, cool as a cucumber. Thanks for the insight. Smash the like. Yes, if you guys like the content, make sure to leave a like button. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Appreciate it. Can you talk about the Bitcoin chart? BC perp. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Bitcoin is still consolidating and holding on to the 20,000 level in a bearish flaggish pattern. If we do, as you can see over here, I can chart it out for you. So here's the pole and here's the flag. Let me remove the extended lines. Need this. Alright, so if we do break below this bear flag, where does it take us? The next support for Bitcoin is all the way down at all the way down at, we have one at 16,500. And if we break that, oh boy, we are in for some pain in Bitcoin. If we do break that, we can come all the way down to like 12,000. Yep, that's the next one. If we break, it's gonna be an easy trip to the downside if we break 16,000. So right now the 20,000 is holding. If we do break the bear flag, which we are forming right now, oh, it's gonna get ugly. We can come down to run a test to the lows at 17,690. And we can come down. If we break 16,000, there is a high probable chance that we're going to get to like 12,000 in a matter of minutes mostly. So maybe that's a bottom. Maybe for that to happen, we need Nasdaq to pummel down. So a lot of it might happen by September though. I don't like to call tops or bottom, but high probable scenario, September being one of the ugliest months historically for the stock market. Keep an eye out, like be very careful. Do not believe this longs. I don't believe this is the bottom. There is a lot of downside left. There is much more pain to come. Nothing has changed fundamentally. We are having GDP report, by the way, on I think on Thursday or Wednesday, I'm not sure. So we already got one negative quarter. Technically, right, by definition, by textbook definition, if you get 2 quarters of consecutive negative GDP prints, it technically puts you in a recession. So if you do get a confirmation from the report with a negative GDP, and it tells us that we are in a recession, the market is not going to like it. We're going to pummel down hard, and it's going to wipe out almost everything which we made in a matter of 2 days. So it's going to be a stairs up and elevator down kind of scenario. So watch out, be very careful, set your stops tight. Protect the capital. That's the most important thing you can do right now at this moment. Making money is fun, but keeping the money you made That's the most difficult thing in the volatile markets, so watch out. So for now, the SPY is still holding on to 387 and still getting rejected at the highs at 390. So interesting day, boring, but interesting on what to come the next few days of the week. TQQ calls. Let me see what QQQ is doing. Are we holding on to it? Yeah, QQQ is still below 293 though. Don't get longs on TQQ here. We need QQQ to like break about 394.50 or 393.50 at least. So we do have this gap above, so you do have support at 293.50. So if you want to go long, I would say go long right now and then like cut the losses if QQQ breaks below 293.50 or close below 293.50 for today. I do believe the destination is at 297. That's the big resistance, really big resistance for Nasdaq. Watch out for 297, and if we break about 297 we can get to 300. That will be a really good returns on TQQ because it's a triple leverage, right? Triple leveraged for QQQ. Yep, but in order for that to happen, we need QQQ to hold on to 293.50 and then break about through 97. That's going to be a decent returns on your TQQ calls. I like XBI more. I'm obsessed with it right now. Like I'm looking for an entry to like get back in to ride it all the way to like $81 up north. Let's see XBI. I hope that answered your questions, Garcia. I hope that was helpful. That's what I'm watching for. Watch out for 293.50 Nasdaq QQQ. That will tell you everything. You don't need to chart out TQQ in separate, but charting out QQQ will help you take the trades, whatever you need, and take advantage of the triple leverage in TQQ. So as I was saying, XBI, I'm not gonna let this go. I want you guys to put this on your watch list. It has a decent trade. It's gonna be a really good winner to the upside. We can see it go up another like 4 points. If you see it get down to like $73 or like let's say 74.56, that's gonna be a great entry. I mean, if it offered me 71, I would be all over it. But let's see, like I do have the target at $80.87. So if we draw the anchored VWAP from the bottom, right? Let's see. The anchored VWAP comes in at $70.77. So that's going to be the anchored VWAP for this. And for now, the 5-day moving average is catching up to the upside at 74.20. If it offers me 74.20, I would gladly go long. I'd happily take it. No questions asked. Let me plot it out real quick. There we go, is one at the bottom. Let me pull it up. Alright, so what's the support here? Friday, we missed out on a great trade here. Yeah, so I want to explain ATR with this. Like, which one are you talking about? I'm talking about XBI. That's the ticker which I'm talking about at the moment. XBI. It's a biotech sector. It's been doing good for the past few days, and it's been showing strength. It's been consolidating. It has an ATR of $3.50, which is great for a $70 stock. And right now you can see like we had an opening print of 77 bucks, and we are just consolidating. Like after a strong 180-hour move days, we are consolidating here. So let's see. I'm watching for 78 to like $80 test. That's what I'm on about. XPI. Financials still cucking around, not doing anything. Fill the gap and like coming down again. And energy is pulling back higher. Interesting. But I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pull until we break above $77. So if you want to go long on XLE, wait for it to break above 73 and consolidate there for a while. So let's put the anchored VWAP at the bottom to see where it goes on to. Alright, so if you want to go long, you can set your stops at $71, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not something which I would recommend doing so right now, because the stock is in a downtrend. There's no point in calling the bottom and bottom fish, and there's no point in calling the top and then short it. XPI, are you gonna go long with shares or are you gonna go long with option? Not yet. Wait for it. I'm going long with options. I'm not buying any long positions with shares right now at this market environment. If I do want to go long, I'm just gonna do it with short-term call options. That's what I'm gonna do. Don't chase it now. Wait for it to like come all the way down to like 74, 72 at least. I like it better there. And if you do go long here, you are like, your stops are wider than where it should have been. So if you do go long here, you can always cut your losses. You can set your stops at 73.50. So technically you're risking $1 to make a profit for like, what, from 73 to like 81, $7. Risk to reward is absolutely insane. So if it didn't work out, we can always cut the losses for like 1 point loss, which will be like, what depends on your contract, maximum of $60, $40. But if it did work out, we are looking at like, if you did invest like $300 on this, and if it didn't go in your favor, you can exit the positions for like $60 loss. Not a big deal. But if it did work on your favor, it's easily, you can convert that $300 into like $1,500 to $1,600, especially with a $7 move to the upside. So that is something which I'm keeping an eye out for. We're kind of oversold on shorter time frames, so it's expected to have some pullbacks like this in the short term. But at the end of the day, the short term trend is still to the upside. So watch out for 74.70, as I said before. Important to keep an eye out for. What's my favorite Roblox doing? Oof, not good at all. Jesus. Right, so looks like we can't sustain 36 and higher. Roblox can come all the way down to 33.50 from what I can see. So what do you guys think? You guys think the top is in? We're gonna go down lower? Is it like possible? Let me know. SPY doesn't think the bottom is in yet. I mean, the top is in yet, at least from where it is right now. It's just a flat day, boring day after a massive Friday. Walmart. Interesting looking chart here. Interesting looking chart. Alright, for Walmart, keep an eye out for 123, mate. 123 even is very important. That's the 20. Do you see the blue line over here? That's the 20 SMA. This is the daily chart which we are watching, right? So keep an eye out for that 123 line. So you can see this five-day moving average going to cross back above the 20 SMA. And that doesn't mean anything, but still something to keep an eye out for. To the upside, watch out for resistance at 125. 125 is a resistance, and if you break above 125, it can go all the way higher, all the way to run a test to like 128.50. Crypto brokerage Voyager Digital has issued a notice of default to 3 Arrows Capital after the hedge fund failed to make the required payments on its loan of 15,250 Bitcoin. Voyager stock is down, what? 99.9%. What the fuck? Holy shit. Did you guys see Voyager? VYGVF. Voyager Digital. Holy shit. From top to bottom, we are down. It's a penny stock now. Absolutely insane. Look at this. This used to be trading. Isn't this one of that idiot's Jeremy pick? Yeah, I believe that's where I heard it from. Moderna, mRNA. Right, Moderna. What do you think the XBI is all about? Like Moderna and all these healthcare stocks, or one of the components of the XBI, which I was talking about before. For Moderna, watch out for the 50 SMA at 139.10. As long as the stock stays above 139.10, we can go up to fill that 147. We can go down to run a test to like 147 again. 139 is very important. If we break below 139, watch out for 136. That's the next level of support for Moderna. 139 and 136 are the support to the downside, and to the upside, the target still remains at 148. What percentage of stop loss do you use? I don't use stop loss by percentage. I use stop loss by the price of the stock. For example, if I go long on Moderna over here at 140, my stop losses will be at the closing below 139. Technically, I'm risking 1 point, right? So technically, I'm risking 1 point to the downside. The maximum I can lose with options is like $60 or $70, depending on the strike price which you pick. So I'm risking 1 point to make 8 points to the upside. So that's how I use my stop losses. I never. And one more thing, don't use the stop losses based on the percentage of the options. Use the stop losses with the price of the stock. The percentage of the option moves are calculated based on a lot of stuffs. All right. So if a stock is holding on above a particular level, there is no point in cutting your option just because it's down 20%. So don't use your stop loss based on the options percentage. There is no way for you to like calculate that in an easy way to understand why your options is down 20%, or it has a lot of factors. If you have a long-term options, which is like, let's say 1 month or 2 months out, and the stock didn't break below a critical support, there is no point in cutting it just because you're down 10%. That's just a waste of trade which you're paying taxes for. So you enter the trade for a reason. So the plan, if I want to go long on Moderna, my plan will be stop losses at 139 and the profit taking at 148, which is the 200 SMA to the upside. So that'll be my plan. So as long as the Moderna doesn't break below 139, I'm not cutting my losses. I'm holding on to it. So because there is a higher probable chance that it's going to go all the way higher to run a test to 148 in the future. So that's how I set my stop losses. I don't go with the options percentage. I go with the price of the stock in itself. This is my first live stream. Hey, that's nice. Glad to have you here. How often do you do these? Very informative. So technically, I just set up my studio. It should be regular from now. I'm planning on doing at least 3 every week. It should be on Mondays, and Tuesdays will be difficult. It should be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays most likely. So the Thursdays and Fridays can be switched sometimes, but those are the 3 days. But if you're a part of my Discord or Chris Saint's Discord, you will see it on my tab anyway. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check out my Discord. Link is down below in the description, and the Patreon link is down below in the description as well. So we have good traders in there, so you'll find it helpful. Check it out. I still don't know how to set the stop losses on the price of the stock. The most apparently UX on, at least on Webull. Robinhood is set to stop limit or stop loss in the price of the option. Alright, so this is how I see it, alright? Technically, when you're trading options, a lot of brokerages won't let you set the stop losses based on the stock price, because sometimes you got to like do it manually, right? So it'll be better in that. If that's the case, this is what I usually do. If I'm not available in front of the screen in particular, use the alerter app to set an alert. So when you see the alert pops up in your phone, you can just open back your brokerage accounts and then like cut losses or take profits manually. So especially with the options, automating it is kind of a difficult thing to do, because there's no way for you to know when the stock price actually hit it. So technically, the people miss out on huge gains to the upside by listening to this bullshit ass advice that if the option price goes to 20%, secure profits. Like, yeah, what the fuck kind of advice is that? I still don't understand. I've seen this type of advice thrown around, like if you see profit, secure it. Yeah, duh, that of course, if you see profit, you got to secure it, but you had a plan before entering the trade, right? That plan is, let's stick with the Moderna example in itself. My plan before getting into the trade is I get out when the stock price breaks 139, and I take profits when stock price goes to 148. As long as 139 is not breaking to the downside, there is a higher probable scenario that we are going to go all the way to 148, right? That's the plan. So if I go in and the Moderna goes to 142 and I make like $120, why will I secure profits at $120 when I'm 80 to like 85% certain that the next price target for Moderna is at 148? We are looking at a 300 to 400% return, so more than that in the options. Why will I secure it for like 20%? Right? So simple as that. Like, don't listen to these bullshit ass advices which these people give. I've seen a lot of advices floating around in the Chris Saints Discord as well. Like, if you see 20% in your options, secure it. If you see 10% loss in your option contracts, cut the losses. Like, what is that? Where's the plan? There is no plan in there. You can't set the plan based on the percentage of your returns in your options. You can go way out of the money options and spend $10 on it, and if it goes like 100%, you made like what? Another $10? Like, it's just absolutely insane. Like, there's no way to know, there's no way to set the plan like that. Always like set it on the price of the stock. If you have Yahoo Finance, or if you have TradingView, or if you use any of those apps, right? You can easily set alerts over there. So it'll keep on alerting you over and over and over again, especially in TradingView when the price of the stock hits that particular level. So once you get that indicator, you can just open the brokerage account and you can just cut losses or secure profits over there then. If you find it difficult to like if you find it difficult to like keep an eye on for the market every single time, you can do this to get alerts, and then like, that'll help you to like take profits and secure, cut losses on a timely basis. Right, I agree. What you're saying, I've heard before, but I hadn't heard it as clear as now. Thanks for that. Yeah, because I didn't want to like say you're wrong to the person's face or whatever it is, but it is like everyone has their own trading strategy. That's being said. If it works out for them, it works out for them. But you gotta ask yourself, why do you want to take profits at 20% when you are 80 to 85% certain, and it's when you enter the trade, your plan is to take the profit at 145 while you take profits at 142. Why are you missing out on the $3 of gain? What, are you gonna take profits and get back in again and gonna pay taxes for that trade, another trade again? It doesn't make sense. Like, it just, I don't know. Like, when you're dealing with the largest, you gotta focus on the discipline when you have a smaller account. So when your account grew, and when you convert that small account into a big account, a larger size account, you got to keep an eye out for taxes, and you got to keep an eye out for the trades you take, so you're not giving away half of your returns to these fucking IRS crooks. So simple as that. What a boring day. It's fucking annoying, right? SPY didn't want to go below 387. It didn't want to go above 390. Look at this 15-minute chart. It's been 15:30. It's been like more than 1.5 hours. It's been like almost an hour. It's nothing. Look at this. Up and down, up and down. In that case, what about theta decay? That's why I said, give yourself time in your options. If you get into weekly options, there is no point in holding on to it more than one day. If you're into weekly options, do it for day trades. Weekly, that's what the point of weekly options is for. Day trading, not for swing trading. If you want to swing trade and if you're worried about theta decay, go for a month out. Go for at least 2 months out. So the theta decay only kick in at the last 30 days of expiry, and it's going to be worst at the last 7 days of expiry. That's why people usually sell options for a weekly basis, so that like they can maximize their returns instead of buying weekly options. So it's better to like give yourself time to like, for your thesis to work out, so you don't have to give away the money on theta decay. So focus on a longer dated expiry options, focus on in the money longer dated expiry. It is expensive related to weekly, but if you can't afford the monthly options, or like if it's too expensive for a particular stock which you're looking at, there are always way better setups for way better stocks you can find for the same price for 1 month out options. Focus on those instead. There are a bunch of setups out there. You don't have to go way out of the money. You don't have to go way out of the money options and like, reduce your probability of making money just because it's cheap. So if you're worried about theta decay, go for like a month out or 2 months out expiry in the money options. It won't impact you much. It can be expensive, but the probability of you making money is way higher compared to the out of the money options in there. IRS crooks. Yeah, man, like these guys are a bunch of idiots, man. Like they just want to, if you make money, it's to them. If you lose money, oh god, we're only going to send you 1,500 for like, tax returns. We can't rebate more than that. Yeah, it's a bunch of assholes. Can't do much. Alright, so let's see, what do we have here? Lucid, Big Red, Baba. Everything is like kind of consolidating right now. It's kind of expected, but kind of a boring day. So if there is like one other thing, there is no setups over here, at least in my watch list. It's just a flat day. So when the days like this, you don't have to take any trades. You don't have to force yourself to take any trades. We had Roblox on our watch list. It didn't hit our numbers, so we can't take it. We had Snowflake on our watch list. It's a SPY is not going to do anything, so we can't expect much from it. So if you're going to take weekly options on a days like today, you're just losing money on theta decay, and it's just not going to work out because the SPY is not doing anything. QQQ is not doing anything. So on the days like this, it's better to like take a step back and watch whatever is going on and wait for SPY to break above 390. Wait for SPY to either break above 394 before taking any trades. It's better to do it that way. It's better to stay out and protect the capital. If you went long and made shit tons of money on Friday, don't miss out or don't lose on that money by going long on days like this. Days like this is where you make money. It'll come, you'll know. Days like this, you'll know. On the gap up and go, you will know. Just like how you did on Friday, it happens. So those are the types of days where you want to trade. Types like this, and not so much. This is the option killer. This is what kills the premiums and options. You'd say days like this, just stay away from taking option trades. There are good setups. I'm talking about SPY in particular. So SPY in particular, watch out. Like don't like there's no point in taking any trades in here until SPY breaks about 390 or SPY breaks below 385. If it breaks below 385, we can take some trades like $380. It's a 5-point move. It's an absolutely beautiful trade. But until then, watch, stay on the sidelines and watch the beautiful price action do its thing. Where did you start with gaining your knowledge? Should we start reading anything in particular? Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I started, I didn't know shit. I didn't know what SPY was. I didn't know what QQQ was. What I did was like, I just went through a lot of YouTube videos like you did. Like I was like, when I started, it was the biggest bull market ever, right? So every YouTuber was winning. Like every shitty ass YouTuber. Like if you give a monkey, if you blindfold a monkey and you give it a dart and ask it to throw it on a dartboard and pick a stock. If you ask a monkey to pick a stock, and if you invest on that, you'd be making 10,000% return by end of the year. It was that type of market. Everyone was genius, right? So it's just like that type of time. I was like getting into the market. I made money, and it's just the same shit. Like I made money, and I was thinking I'm the genius, and like I made a lot of money, and it's easier to make money in the stock market. And then I learned that in a hard way that it doesn't work like that. So what I did was I started following YouTubers like, you can take a note of it, My Strategic Forecast, that's the channel name, and Maverick of Wall Street, that's another channel name where I learned a lot from. And even in our Discord, we have people like Eric, we have people like Axis, Alva. These people have been trading since 1980s. Those are the people who actually help me. I've been like looking at how they take their trades, so I just try to imitate how they take. So I tried to imitate my strategic forecast analysis on SPY for like 4 to 5 months continuously, and to see what he's doing and how he's taking his trades in SPY and all those things. That's how it gave me an idea on what to do. That's the basic on what to do, like how to expect SPY to move and all those things, right? So it's just simple. Imitate the best technical analysts out there until you make it. That's all it is. Imitate till you make it. Imitate their charts, watch the price action along with them, and watch their videos. Imitate whatever they're doing until you come to a point where you can see the patterns on your own. Simple as that. It's gonna take months. It's gonna take months. It took me like 2.5 years. I'm not gonna lie. It took me 2.5 years till I get to where I am. So it's gonna take months and months of time to get better. Just like any other skill, right? You can't go to a gym and expect to have like 6 packs and like nice muscles in a day, right? Or you can't go to a gym and expect to lose like 50 kgs of weight in like what matter of days, right? It's gonna take months. It's gonna take time. So keep putting your work. It's like a skill. It's gonna take some time to get better, and as long as you're consistent, you'll get there. I like your strategies. Do you post your plays in Discord? I do post my analysis on SPY on Discord. I do have a Patreon where the members of the Patreon will get plays whenever they see a good setup, whenever I see a good setup. You can check it out. Both the links are in the description below. Well, how long did it take for you to get to this level? I personally believe I do have a long way to go. I'm not that good yet. Even though I know what I'm doing, I do believe there's a long way to go. But it took me, as I said, it took me years. It took me years to get at where I am right now at this moment. And it's gonna take me more years to get even better at what I'm doing than where I am right now. So I'm happy to learn. I'm happy to learn as the day goes. So it took me years. It took me years. I'm patient. Yeah, that's all it is, right? So I've been saying this, like whenever I say don't trade every day, whenever I say like, you don't fall into gambling addiction, because I've been on the other side of it. It's not a good healthy mindset to have when you're trading, right? So if you make money and if you have the happiest day ever, and the next day if you lose money and you feel like a piece of shit, that's not good for your health. It's not good for your mental health at all. That's not how it should be. Like, if you lose money, you lost money. That's it. It's nothing. It happens. It's a part of the game. But if you lost money and felt like a piece of shit, and if you made money and felt like no one can touch you, that is not a healthy mindset to be in, especially when it comes to trading. Why is AMC running? Oh, nice. Nice. AMC. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not been doing anything, is it? Like, it's just been consolidating between the range, and we have this trend channel, which has been drawn from the bottom. Don't be surprised to see it go all the way and get rejected at $13.50 again, to come back down to like $12 again and do the range bound shit over and over. So why AMC is running? AMC just runs for no reason. It's just a price action, so I wouldn't consider it running technically. So just a pure price action. I won't be surprised if it goes all the way to like $13.60 and stall out over there. So do not even expect anything like what we had on Jan 2022 to happen, Jan 2021 to happen again. So if you're like going all in over here expecting it to go to like $60 or $70, like, I mean, then you're an idiot. Like, there is a low probability for that to happening. There's a lot of bag holders. Mind you, there's a lot of people who are bag holding this shit. They're just waiting for an opportunity to dump their bags. Simple as that. So when it goes higher to like $30, $40, $50, $60, the people who are bag holding will dump it right away, and it's gonna cause a massive selling to push the stock lower to $3. So any big bounce will be shorted. So what we had like few days back is one of the great examples. If we went all the way to like $30, all the way to $30. I'm pretty sure some idiots didn't sell it over here because they were expecting it to go to 60, but we can't do much about them. But you can see what happened over there. We made a low. Until that point, $14 was the low. We had a massive push to the upside. Whoever had bags dumped it right in the faces of people who were FOMO'd in here, and we made a new low again. If we do make a high and if we do push all the way to $24 again, same shit will happen, but only this time we are gonna go all the way down to $3. So simple as that. So that's how it's gonna work. It's not a good ending for anyone over here who went long, but it is what it is. No one in power wants you to let these runs happen again. They're literally disabling buy boxes. Stop. I mean, it's not a see when you consider about trading, right? It's not about us versus them mentality. It's just us versus them mentality is kind of moronic if you ask me, because it's you versus someone else. It's you versus, or it's a retailer versus retailer, right? If you have the AMC stock at $3 and if it goes to like $60, you're gonna sell it. But some retailers are so toxic that if like they'll say hold on to it when their cost basis is at $3, and when it goes to 60, they will just want you to buy it so they can sell that at $60 to you. So it's just absolute nonsense. So it's just you versus them, us versus the hedge funds. It doesn't work like that. I mean, even with the hedge funds, right? It's hedge funds versus hedge funds. It's just you versus someone else in the market. That's how it works. It's either you versus another retail trader, you versus the hedge fund. They made a mistake before by overshorting the stock, and if you think they're gonna do it again, I mean, most of the hedge funds are ran by fucking idiots. Like, I mean, I won't be ruling it out, but as you said, it's not possible ever again. Short squeezes like 500, 600%. Nah. Oh yeah, I saw it. I didn't know why they disabled options in RD red box though. That was kind of suspicious. I saw it on Friday because someone was asking me about it. I saw it on Friday and the Robinhood said like the options are only for closing, and we can't buy options or whatever it is. Are we not? AMC went to 30. Yeah, AMC went to 30. AMC went to 30 on March of 2022. We had this massive rally again. So if you didn't sell it here, I don't know what to tell you. We were in a downtrend, and if you didn't sell it here because you think it's a good company or whatever it is, like I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're smoking. I would gladly have a hit of whatever you're smoking right now when you didn't sell it over here. So are we not going to squeeze? Define squeeze. Like, we can, like, there is a lot of other good plays to, like, if you are bag holding AMC and expecting it to squeeze, you are like, it's like the same scenario of you, like, hanging on to your ex thinking that she will take you back one day. Like, it doesn't happen at the end of the day, right? So it's like, just let it go. It doesn't matter. Like, if you get it, you get it. Take high probability trades. If you get a squeeze on the trade with a great setup, you win big. But if you didn't, then yeah, who cares? Are we doing this every morning now? This is amazing. I will try to do it every morning, not gonna lie. I will try to do it every morning now and then from now on. But for now, I'm doing it 3 days every week. So 3 days every week is where we are at this moment. I personally know people who hold this shit at $40, $50 average, man. I don't even want to talk about it. Hedge funds rebalance. Yes, exactly. That's what happened. If you see the Friday's close, let me pull up the 5-minute charts. If you see the last candle, right, on the last 5-minute candles by the close of Friday, on SPY we moved like 2.5 points. This happens, but this is not normal. They goosed up the tape for a reason on Friday. That is mostly because of rebalancing, and yeah, we might see this happening from time to time, but for now, as I said, I don't see the big drawdown yet. You just, when you see it, you just see it. Like you see the reversal in the charts. But right now I don't see it yet. And for now, there is still a higher probable chance that we can go all the way to like 393 or 400 to fill the gap in SPY by end of the week. So we got to wait and watch how the setup plays out. Again, I'm reminding you, do not take XBI off your watch list. Do not take it off your watch list. It's a really good setting up for us. If you do have one more red day and come down to tag 74.50, go long. Fund managers have 2 minimum requirements. Exactly. Yep. Not disagreeing there at all. So we also had the quad witching last Friday or the Friday before. We had a quad witching and we had portfolio rebalancing. Fund managers will buy shares. Nope. Most of the fund managers who I've spoken to, they are waiting for the bounce only to sell the rips, because the macro environment is not in their favor at this moment. No one is actually bullish on this bounce, to be honest. Everyone is questioning. I personally believe that is what's fueling the rally to the upside over and over, but still, fundamentally speaking, nothing is bullish. We are in an absolute shithole with a 40-year high inflation, and we are in a brink of a recession. And people, if we get into a recession, we are looking at a lot of people losing their jobs, and the unemployment rate, we're looking at unemployment rate shooting higher. We have a Fed increasing their interest rates on a slowing economy. Its macro factors are not looking good. It's kind of sad at the position where we are at right now. But price is completely different from fundamentals. Fundamentals take a while to catch up with the market, catch up with the price of the market. So let's see, like from all the portfolio managers, from all the interviews I've seen, from all the people I've spoken to, they are waiting for the rips to sell. They wanted to dump it, they wanted to sell. But if you think about it, all the sell-off, whatever we got, right, from the top to bottom, it is because oil prices are going off the rails. But right now, oil prices are coming down. Oil prices are down to like $111 from like $130 of its highs. So when it's down, people didn't want to buy it. 10-year bonds started to buy again. Yeah, exactly. Because when you get into a recession, yields are going to plummet. When the yields plummet, bonds are going to go higher. Bonds are going to have a rally. So the bonds have been battered higher. So if you think about it, what more bad news can bonds have? They already priced in 75 basis point rate hikes for the next FOMC. And if we do get inflation at a 10% handle, now market will start pricing in even more aggressive rate hikes, that's for sure. But for now, bond markets already priced in the rate hikes. What more bad news the bond markets can have, which it already haven't seen, right? So if you want to go long on bonds, it's a good risk to reward over here. You can just buy some shares at TLT or any other stocks which tracks the bond markets. For now, the only thing which I'm watching is TLT. In case of a recession, the yields will plummet hard because of the slowing in growth fears, right? The growth will slow down. When the growth slows down, the economic growth slows down, the market will anticipate Fed to lower the interest rates. So when the interest rates has been lowered, the yields will be lowered as well. So which boosts the bonds to a crazy extent to the upside. So something to keep an eye on is TLT. In case of a recession, TLT always outperformed. 2020, take a look at the charts of TLT. 2008, take a look at what happened. 1960 to 1970 to 1980, take a look at what happened. Bonds have always been the safe haven, and it always will be, regardless of what the bad economic conditions are. If we get into a recession and the Fed starts lowering the interest rates, bonds are going to go wild from that point, and it's going to offer one of the best trades ever for 2022 if that happens. Not saying it will happen. If that happens, something to keep an eye on. What happens to XBI in a recession? there are certain sectors which perform well during a recession, right? In 1970 to 9, we are in a similar position for 1970 to 1980 stagflation environment, where there are only two sectors which did good at that time. One is commodity space, right? The gold, silver, they absolutely ripped. Gold went from $40 to like all to the highs of 800 at the time. Gold and silver absolutely ripped, and the oil, energy, XLE did outperform at that time. The XPI recommendation which I'm giving right now is purely based on technicals and not fundamentals, right? Technically speaking, it has a decent looking chart. If we do come down all the way to like $74 or $73 or $72, let me put it this way. As long as the price stays above $72, there is a higher probable chance that we're going to go and run a test to like 81 to the upside. That's all it is. So it's purely technical, not fundamentals. In case of a recession, other than energy will outperform. XLE will be the outperformer. You can see that happening right now. The most of the recession is caused because of oil prices going crazy wild. If the oil is like, imagine going to the gas pump and seeing the prices of gas at $10 a gallon. Now that's recession. Yep. Yeah, we spoke about this before. What bonds could we invest in? I don't understand bonds completely. All right. I'll try to explain it in a simplest way possible because it's kind of a complicated, big topic to go in detail about. There are, okay, you're buying a home, right? If you buy a home and you're putting it on a mortgage, and you're buying a home and putting it on the mortgage, you'll be given a fixed rate. So if you buy the home at 2020, your interest rates will be somewhere around like 1%, like let's say 0.25 to like 0.5%. Let's assume it's not reality, all right? Because the interest rates at that time was made to zero. If you buy the same house right now, you'll be paying an interest rates of 6%, all right? How do you think that 6% is calculated? It's calculated by keeping an eye out for the longer term yields, all right? The Fed doesn't have the control over the shorter term, they have control over this. So what they do is they will increase the interest rates or reduce the interest rates in order to combat the inflation. When they increase the interest rates, the demand goes lower. I mean, when the demand goes lower, the inflation goes down. So in the yields is what tracks these interest rates. We call them yields. Yields will tell you how much returns you'll be getting for every single bonds. All right. So bonds and yields are negatively correlated. So when the yields go up, bonds go down, bonds go up, yields go down. It's those type of relationship. All right. So you can track them by using US 10-year or US 20-year in the trading view. If you go to trading view and type US 10Y, it'll give you the yields of the 10-year yields. All right. And if you type US 20Y, it'll give you the 20-year bonds, 20-year yields. All right. You can see if this goes higher, and go to TLT and see the price action over there. TLT goes lower, all right? You can see the price action, US 10Y. You can see for the past from March 8th, 2022, all the way to like June 15th, all right? We are having a massive rally in 10-year, and now go to TLT and check it out. Massive downside. So both are negatively correlated. When during recession, when the economy is slowing down, that 10-year comes lower, which boosts this higher. So that's the trade which I was talking about. So TLT tracks the bond market of the 20-year yields, where the US 10-year and US 20-year calculates the yields. I'm sorry if I confused you even further, but just make sure the TLT is an inverse of US 10Y. That's all you need to know for now. Isn't the GDP results on June 29th? Yep, indeed it is. That's what I think at the beginning of the stream we were talking about this. Like, if we do get another negative quarter in the GDP, which puts us technically, textbook definition, a recession. We're already in one. So something to keep an eye on. Right, so also since Micron earnings this week, there might be a run-up on chips before earnings is released. MU, right? Micron chart is like, we do have a gap higher. We do have a gap higher at $62, and there is a resistance at 60.90. So these are the two levels to keep an eye out for if you're trading this. So watch out. So if we do break above $60, and we can go all the way up to fill that gap. Right, XBI is pushing higher here. Interesting. So if you're playing the earnings, it's a pretty decent trade to the upside. Like if where you're planning on setting the stops at, if I take the trade, I will be securing half of my trade's profit at 60.90 and half of my profits at 62.33. I'm kind of skeptical about entering it over here because I'm taking a trade for like what, $1. I'm not too interested in it right now. Maybe I'll take a trade after $60 is broken. If it did happen before earnings, that would be really, really nice. The earnings is at 30th of June. All right, boys. You guys are watching anything else? Is SPY doing good? Let's take a look. All right, SPY is turning positive here. SPY captured 390. Let's see if we can get all the way up to take the 393 by close again today. Mine is muted. Oh, can you guys hear me? If you can, I hope it should be fine. I don't know if it's muted or not. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. I'll really appreciate it. All right, cool. I just got a message saying that. All right, thank you, because I just got a message saying that my YouTube channel is muted. Like, kind of panicking. I've been talking for like 15 minutes, and if you guys can't hear me, it's gonna be a slap in the face. All right, thank you guys. I understand now. Yep. SPY calls here. Like, yeah, if you want to go calls here, make sure to put the stops at 390. Like, just technically, you're risking 50 cents here to make $3. That's a really good trade. If you want to go long on SPY, your stops is at 390 and lower. 390 is something to keep and watch out for. I told you in the morning, 387 is a strong support, and breaking above 387 breaking below 387, then we can consider puts. But until 385 is taken to the woodsheds, don't go short on SPY. And there is a point, like, I do still believe that we can go all the way to 400 to fill the gap before we pummel lower. So for now, let's take it one day at a time. 394 is the first level to keep an eye out for. Sorry, 393.24 to be exact. And above that, watch out for the bottom of the gap, which is currently sitting at 395. And about that 397 and then 400. So that's the gap which we are watching. So let's see. The more bearish the people gets, the more market is just gonna say fuck you and keep pushing higher. Fundamentals are important. I'm not saying it's not, but it's gonna take a while for fundamentals to catch up to the market. So don't place your short-term trades based on the fundamentals of the market. Base your short-term trades on the price action. The price action will tell you what to do and what not to do. Manage the risk and you'll be fine. And I took a chance on XBI, by the way, don't trade it, not a recommendation. I took $80 calls expiring 3 weeks from now on XPI. My stop losses, my price target is at, well, $80, and the stop losses will be at breaking below 74.72. If we start closing candles below it, I'm cutting my losses and running the other way, and I'm taking my profits at $80.50. It's a 3 weeks out, and don't trade it. It's like not a recommendation. And if you want to trade it, make sure you manage the risk wisely. As long as SPY is trading about 390, I'm kind of gassed. Let's see if we can push higher here on XPI. I had some 390 in this morning, jumped out because it's not following this proper stop loss advice. That's the yeah, I mean, especially with SPY, right? If you got the 2-day expiry options, and if you cut your losses based on the stop losses with the percentage of the options, you are not, it's gonna be very hard for you to make any money out of it, because those 2-day options are fucking crazy, man. Those move like insanely quick. Like, if SPY moves like 50 cents, those will be up like almost like 10%. Absolutely insane. So that's why it's always better to set the stops at, like, you know, the price of the stock. Like, if you went long in the today morning, and your stops should be at 387 and lower. Simple as that. SPY didn't go below 387. There's no point in cutting it. If you have a 2-day options, you should be cutting it, because the time is working against you. You should not only be right about price, you should also be right about time. That's what makes it even trickier about this 2-day expiry options. So, I mean, you did good. You did good. It's like, I mean, if you held on to it, you must have lost a shit tons of money, especially if it expired by today on the same day. So, it's good managing your risk, but make sure you have the plan. And the plan shouldn't be per percentage of the options. It should be based on the price of the stock. So, TLT calls if recession. Yes. Yes, technically yes, because knowing our Fed under that idiot Jay Powell, I'm pretty sure these idiots will lower the interest rates in order to boost up the economy if we get into a recession again. The problem with that is, if they do that, it's gonna boost the inflation higher, and if they didn't do it, it's gonna push us into an even more further depression. So for the more higher recession, or further bad or extended long period of recession in time. When recession happens, demand slows down in a big and massive way, depending on the severity of the recession, of course. But in that case, there are a few sectors which outperforms. TLT do good, but if the only problem which I have with that thesis right now, the only hurdle which we have with that thesis is, when they increase the interest rates, the yields go higher. So when the yields go higher, bonds go lower. So when the inflation is not calming down, and the inflation is just keep pushing higher and higher and higher, and the Fed is on the relentless path to, like, you know, increase the interest rates to bring down the inflation, the yields are going to keep pushing higher and higher at that point, which makes this thesis invalid. So that's the only hurdle which we have for now. But knowing the Fed under this idiot, I won't be surprised if they, like, you know, pause the increasing the interest rates aggressively, just to like stimulate the economy for a while if you get into a recession. So that's the world we live in. Idiotic Fed, idiotic administration, and it is what it is, I guess. At the end of the day, it's us who are going to feel the burn of it, because that's how it always works. Enough about my ranting. Let's go about what's going on with SPY. So looks like we are coming back down to run a test to 389.81. So alright, expect for something like this to happen if we are going to push higher. Alright, let me draw it out. So we went up, We should be doing this and then push higher leading into the close. If this is the bull case scenario. This is the bull case scenario which I'm expecting if we play it out to the upside for today. So I'm pretty sure this is healthy. Look at how there are two ways of consolidations, right? There are two ways where the markets can correct the overbought, quote unquote, overbought conditions. This is one of them. You can see the 5-minute time frame was absolutely overbought and overextended to the upside, even though I don't use RSI much, but this is something to keep an eye out for. In the longer time frames, we are no way near overbought or oversold. All right, so let me first clarify something. So overbought or oversold doesn't mean that you got to buy calls or buy puts. Always make a note of it. Overbought means the strength is there in the stock. It can go much higher. You can just consolidate and we can just push higher. Consolidating is bullish. Consolidating brings down the RSI, brings down and correct the overbought conditions, and then gives us the next push higher. We did not pummel down all the way below 385. That would have been bearish. That would have been very bearish, but we didn't do that. We just consolidated between the two price points. That is a good thing, and that always opens doors for the next push higher to 393. Can it happen by today? Well, not sure. Can it happen by tomorrow? Not sure either. But as long as the SPY holds about 390 or 387, probability of 394 or 397 or that gap fill at 400 is still higher. That's all it is. So as long as you see SPY about to 387, remember 400 is still in cards. But if you break about 385, everything changes. Everything changes. Of whatever I said, everything changes if we break below 385 and start closing the day below 385. But until then, stay long, stay bullish. Both are appreciated, the rants and the analysis. Yeah, sometimes I get carried away. People, wait, let me see. Boy, man, it's just fucking annoying. The stock doesn't want to break above 140 at all, did it? Like, it's just been trading in range between 139, 140. Tested it, failed, came back down. If you guys wanted a short setup, this is something to keep an eye out for, not gonna lie. Nvidia looks good. Let's see Nvidia. What's going on there? Oh, I missed it. Fucking hell. Oh, it's fine. It's good. Like but we're trading under the 20 SMA, which is trading flat right now. 160 held as support, and we're pushing higher. There is a 20 SMA sitting right at $174. So if we do have a bullish day, we can go there all the way to the top and run a test to that. And if we break that, then the next resistance comes in at the 50 SMA at 180. So let's see. For that to happen, as I said before, SPY and QQQ needs to cooperate. What puts would you play if GDP numbers were terrible? Alright, so here's how I look at it, alright? The narratives on the news depends on the price of the stock. So I don't play puts based on the GDP numbers because the markets can react either way. There is still a possibility that, like, you will get a negative GDP print and the market just rips higher. You'll never know, right? So there is still a possibility that you'll see in headlines like investors digest recession fears, markets rips higher. And if it goes lower, it's like recession fears tumbles S&P 500 and NASDAQ. So don't place your trades based on these economic data because the price can do whatever it wants to do. For me, I want SPY to break 385. If we break 385, I will take puts on SPY with stop losses at closing above 385. So that's my plan for now. I mean, if we go above 397 or like 400, that number will be going higher from 385 to 397 or 400. But for now, 385 is the pivot for me to take shorts on. Until then, I'm not touching any puts in SPY. I mean, I'm okay missing out on
$4 in gain, but breaking below 385 will give me a solid confirmation that it's gonna go much lower. That's where I need to take the shorts at, not here. If I take it here, I'm just guessing that it will be a top, and guessing never ends good, and guessing and getting lucky is not a strategy, if you ask me. For now, 390 is holding. There is a high chances that we can get to 393 by close, and if we get on close about 393, there is a higher chances that we can go to like 401 or 400 before the GDP report. So let's see. I won't be surprised if they cock blocked all the bulls who are expecting 400 to happen and then pummel it down before GDP, but that would be funny, but something interesting to keep an eye out for. I'm open for anything, but for now my pivot remains at 385. Thanks for your insights, Inspire. Hey, appreciate it. I'm glad I can share my point of view with you guys. And I appreciate you guys being here, by the way. Thank you so much. Oh, Caterpillar. I didn't see this. Did you guys look at this? I hope you guys, I've been bitching about this all week, last week. Look at this. From June 8th to June 23. No green candles. If you take a shot over here at 230, it's like we went all the way down to 176 in a matter of 2 weeks. Absolutely mad. Now we're bouncing back higher, and I have this red box, as you can see, which goes all the way from like 191 to like 188. I want Caterpillar to go above this box to like go longs to like $200. But until then, I'm on the sidelines. I didn't go long at this point over here because it didn't show any signs of reversal. Again, buying this is a portfolio killer. If you bought this anytime expecting for a bounce, it's a very risky trade, but highly rewarding, but very, very risky, and I wouldn't recommend it. But I want this Caterpillar to like go above the box which we got, about 191, for me to take, even consider any trades to the upside. So let's see how it plays out. And for Boeing, I want Boeing to break above 140 to take the trade all the way to like either 143 or 145 to the upside, because 140 has been acting as a resistance for a long time, So let's see. The SPY is getting into a strong resistance levels here, and something to keep an eye out for. XPI is still consolidating, which is not bad. Let's draw some trend lines on this. Let's draw some trend lines and see what to expect from this shit. So technically, in a shorter time frame, we are looking at something like this. Alright, so what's the bottom on the past few days? Right, so interesting. So let me just draw this another trend line from the lows which we had on June 22. Wait a second. And we kind of based out in here though, didn't we? Like, alright, so we kind of based out on June 16th at $64. So we will just draw a VWAP, anchored VWAP from here, and the bottom over here, and then leave it there. Okay, we already have one, so we'll just remove that. Right, so technically, if it offers me 71, I will love it. If it offers me $71 in particular, that would be a great trade. But for now, there is this trend line which is forming lower highs but higher lows. It's kind of this is what we call it, consolidation. So it's a good thing. It increases the chances that we go all the way up and break above and go to like $180. So let's see how it plays out. But tomorrow morning, if we open up to spike dropping down to like 2%, this trade is dead. Not gonna lie. But if I don't see it happening for now. China is strong, and the defensives are doing good. and let's see, we gotta wait and watch how the rest of the day plays out. The yields are pushing higher, which is not a good sign for now, but if you get a negative GDP print, that is gonna drop heavy to the downside. Gold is doing really good, not gonna lie. The gold. Oh, we're negative. We opened positive because of the ban in Russian gold news. We opened in a positive territory, but now we got rejected at the 20 SMA, and now we are going down again. Not bad. Nothing to worry about, but something to keep an eye out for. SPY is below 390 again. Interesting. Alright boys, if you guys enjoyed the stream, leave a like, subscribe, join the Discord, join the Patreon, link is down below in the description. Spotify splits this week, and that's a great catalyst for them. How is it a great catalyst? I mean, it can goose up the stock though, not gonna lie. We can have a run, but even at $300 it is still an expensive ass stock. I mean, expensive not with the $300, but expensive in terms of valuation. I mean, I personally believe companies split in order to, like, you know, lure in more investors to, like, increase their share price so they can dump their shares in the heads of people who FOMOs in. I mean, if you split it at this point, I mean, don't you think it's kind of funny, like, where, like, you see stock like Amazon doing a split, you see stocks like stocks like Tesla doing a split, stocks like Shopify doing a split, when they're down like what, 40% or 50% of their rise. Shopify is even worse. Just a fun fact for you: on November of 2021, Shopify was trading at 1700. Right now it's trading at $367. And it's still rich. It's still the valuation is still through the roof. And don't be surprised if we just come all the way down to like $100 or whatever it is in Shopify in the future. And yes, the split does offer some tradable bounce to the upside, where the FOMO heads will like join in and they want to make some money, and that's okay, that's good. But for now, for Shopify, the declining 50 SMA is still acting as a resistance, which comes in at 392 or 393. So keep an eye out for it. If we break above 393, we can go back and run a test to like $416 to the upside. The problem is the premiums in Shopify is already crazy expensive. Leading into splits, it's gonna be even expensive. So something to keep an eye out for. Alright boys, that'll be all for me tonight. I gotta go and get ready for work. I have a 9 to 5 to keep an eye out for. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you so much for joining. Subscribe to the channel if you guys like the content. I do make YouTube videos as well, and on analysis of SPY and QQQ on market commentary. If you guys want to check out my Patreon, the link is down below in the description. If you guys want to join the Discord, the link is down below in the description as well. Go ahead, check it out. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.